My goodness, it is a beautiful day in Connecticut. I mean, it's 50, but like, it's January in Connecticut, so usually it's a blizzard. Hour and a half drive that I'm about to do, which I'll tell you all about once I get going. But, you know, first, coffee. Hey everybody, so I'm en route today to Greenwich, Connecticut to do a big fundraising show in a theater. I am really excited about this show because it's for a great cause. It's for a charity. It's for the Neighbors to Neighbors charity, and I'll link you more information about that in the description below. Basically what happened is there's this, I don't know, is he 17, 18? There's this kid, Ben Zabin. He is one of the country's fastest rising teen magicians. Truly impressive, and one of the nicest kids you ever meet in your life. I've heard about Ben because he lives in Connecticut. In early 2016, he reached out to me because we were connected on social media, and you know, he would like and comment on my stuff sometimes. But he sent me a message and he said, "Hey, I see that you're doing an event in my area, you know, this weekend. When you're done, would you be interested in getting a cup of coffee or hanging out for a little bit? If you know me at all, you know that I love diners." So we met up at this diner, and Ben blew me away. I mean, he absolutely blew me away. And what I mean is, I get people, kids, teenagers, college students, after almost every show, at least somebody comes up after every show and says, "Hey, I'm a magician too." And then they instantly start telling you all about how great they are, and they want to show you their tricks. And sometimes they're good, most of the times they're not, which is fine, because they're just learning. I wasn't good when I was that age either, I was just learning. But the point is, what Ben did was so different. First of all, he thanked me over and over and over again for taking the time out of my busy schedule, as he called it, for taking the time out of my schedule to meet up with him, to hang out, to chat with him. He was so gracious and so respectful of my time as a professional entertainer that I had taken out some of it to go meet with him. But what most blew me away about Ben was that he didn't spend any time trying to tell, oh, it's gonna get dark, we're going in a tunnel. Hang on. I know the GoPro doesn't handle low light at all, so it probably looks pitch black right now, so I'm gonna wait till I get out of the tunnel to keep talking. 3, 2, 1. Hey! And we're back. That he didn't spend any time trying to tell me about his work as a magician. He didn't spend any time trying to tell me how great he was, or go on about his accomplishments, or his accolades. He didn't try to show me any tricks. What he did was he asked me questions about the business, about magic, and he just shut up and listen. Now, I'm not some guru. I don't have all the answers. You know, I'm just trying to figure it out like anybody else. But as far relative to him, I'm 10 years or more, I guess, probably like 12 years, his senior. And I've kind of made it. You know, I've had a moderate level of success, and I'm a full-time magician. So that's what he wants out of life. That's what he's trying to accomplish. And so he took the opportunity to ask me questions and to take notes and to learn from what I have done and to listen to my stories, which, if you're trying to make it, if you're trying to be successful in anything, that's what you should be doing. They say that you are the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with, which means if you want to continually better yourself, if you want to become a better person, if you want to be a better magician, if you're a I don't know, a photographer, you want to be a better photographer, if you're a businessman and you want to be a better businessman, surround yourself, or businesswoman, surround yourself with people who are better than you, right? When you surround yourself with people who are worse than you, or less experienced than you, it's a nice ego boost, because you feel like, oh, I know all of the better things, and they're always asking me for advice, and I get to give them my advice, and it's a real nice ego boost, but it doesn't help you at all. For Ben, he could have spent time around 12 and 13-year-old magicians, and they would have been looking up to him, and that would have been a great ego boost. And hey, it's nice to do that every so often. It feels good to be able to help out people who are less experienced than you, and I certainly enjoy doing that, don't get me wrong. But when you want to improve, and you should always want to constantly be learning new information, new things, and getting, you know, we're always, if you ever feel like you know it all, you've lost. The game's over, right? You never know it all. There's always something new to learn. You can always become better at what you're doing. Whether, you can become better at your relationship, you can become better at your job, you can become better at your hobbies. So Ben did what I think everybody should do, which is if you get to spend time with people who are successful in whatever it is you're trying to do, don't talk. Just ask questions and then sit back and listen. And you might disagree with them. You don't always agree. You don't have to agree. It doesn't matter. The point is, you get to hear their perspective, the perspective of somebody who's been successful, who's made it, who's gone through who has already gone through what you're currently going through and come out the other side. And you can listen to them, and you can end up disagreeing with their thoughts or their advice or their perspective. But you should at least be taking on that perspective and considering what they're saying and why it worked for them. So, big shout out to Ben for that.